Please note, due to technical difficulties, this audio on this Let's Play episode is awful. I've done what I can to correct it and try and make it better, but I've not been able to. So I'm going to put it up for posterity to connect the dots, but skip it if you want.
Hi all, welcome back to our Let's Play of Morrowind. I was just having a quick look at the wiki because I wasn't 100% sure about joining the Fighters Guild as well. I know we've already got the Mages Guild and the Thieves Guild going on. I know it's a lot on our plate, but guilds is kind of what builds up the breadth of these games quite frequently, so I thought that might be not a terrible place to be looking. But it does actually have a conflict with the Thieves Guild, and you can get past it using a loophole, but actually I don't want to do that. So instead, we are going to be pushing forwards with the Mages Guild here. So we're going to go to Pelagiad, and that is this way out of town. Yes, it is. So I'll see you there. I'm going to cut in here. Hello, how are you? I'm good, thank you. Not bad at all. It's still furloughed, which is what it is. But thanks for asking. How's work going for you? Oh, cool. Interesting. You hoping to get that promotion then? Cool. So I've cut back in to ramble aimlessly and just to have a chat as well. It's been a few days since I've recorded, so hi. We're on a path we've been on before. We're almost at our destination, and we can go and see Scamp as well. I think Scamp's here. Is Scamp here? I think Scamp's here. Because he buys anything, and I have some things to sell, and I think if I remember rightly, he's a merchant with a lot of stuff. But I was just thinking about fast travel again, conversation we've had a couple of times now. But basically, fast travel, I was just thinking, this is the point where actually I think it comes in super useful, because this is a road we've walked, 3-4 times now? I shouldn't even really have to look at the signpost. I'm just double checking and making sure that I'm not going wrong. I forgot to switch my timer back on. Dang it. So we're not experiencing anything particularly new by doing this. I've got into 2 fights with enemies I fought before that are off camera. So I think there's something to be said to being able to fast travel in these situations. I do like narrativizing it by putting it into, the Silt Striders or like you get carts in Skyrim. That was always kind of fun. Oh, back road. I don't think we've come in by the back road, so let's go and have a look down here. Something new. Yeah, so it just you put a real world event reasoning why you can skip from one end of a journey to another. Not that I think you need that, but I think it's not a terrible idea. But yeah, here we are. It's a very nice little rural town, this is. You got anything for me? What's your trade? The commoner. Yeah, I'm just guessing he's a barbarian. I remember him. I've spoken to him before. See? Told you. It's almost like I've played a bit of this game before. Armour. He's in the pub, isn't he? He's upstairs in the pub. I think this is our quest as well, potentially. I might have to Google Scamp, because he's going to be super useful for us. Is there a door around here? Some stairs. Locked. Excuse me? Sir? Goodbye. I'll leave. Whatever you're doing in there is up to you. Hold on one sec. Wrong city. He's in Caldera. But now we know. But I am going to go and see the traders here before we start this quest, because we have a few bits and bobs I think we can be getting off our chest. I think. We're not ever going to find anyone with enough money to buy this for the 60,000, are we? Ooh. Dart. Some better arrows. I mean, they're expensive though, glass arrows. You know what they say about people in glass arrows. Right. I don't actually think I do have anything to sell. Perhaps some of these swords, yeah. We're going to get rid of some of these, weren't we? What do we want to get rid of? 7,000, that's one that's way too much. You can have that sword, thank you, for your 16 gold. Now I will be on my way. So just a quick add journal, who are we talking to? Staying at the 8 plates here. Into morale. Oh, that's halfway tavern. Where's the 8 plates? Is that here?
Yes.
Sorry about that, my throat. Right, 8 plates.
Come on, I haven't got all day, you know.
Where are you? I assumed it would be a pub of sorts. I wonder if a local will know what I'm looking for. Here, barbarian.
You're on your honor.
We're in the right town, aren't we?
Your luck.
Yeah. Southwall, Fort, Tavern, House, Tavern. I mean, is there like a part of the town we're missing? I'm not sure. I know, it says staying at the 8 plates and wants to come here. So, yeah. See you on the other side, I guess. We're back. I know. I was just looking over at my recording, and so far it's been going for coming up to 20 minutes, and we are 6.5 minutes into content, so real good efficiency level here of making stuff. But I know where we're going anyway, so we're actually going in the right direction this time. It's in here, I think. 8 plates. Let's nip in and see. Isn't this like a fencing club or something? Isn't this the one where if you go out on the roof they're doing some sword fighting? Oh, hello, I want to talk to you. Good day, I'm Dulnea Relal, publican of the 8 plates here in Balmora. We rent beds and I have a limited selection of goods for barter. If you're new here, I can also tell you where to look for other services or a specific place nearby. If you're looking for someone in particular, I may be able to help. I don't particularly want to actually talk to you much more. What are you selling? You said limited goods. Real limited goods. You buy, say, a soul gem off me? No? I understand why.
What do you want?
Elvis Terry, Halano. It's got to be you, isn't it?
All
Yes.
right then. I'm listening.
Let's wait 1 hour and then speak to you. Go me to Pelagia, just tell me you want to travel together. Follow me. Let's go to the halfway tavern. So, what's the bettings on we getting ambushed? Ooh, it's spooky outside. Yeah, what's the betting on us getting ambushed? Because, like, I think RPG rules say if you're going to make a quest, you have to... There has to be a conflict, you know, you have to write it like you would write a story. You would have conflict in there somewhere, whether that's physical or not. And so, like, we have definitely been trained by... I think about Mass Effect, you can almost pick out oh, we're at the point something's going to happen, by the intonations of the quest and just following it out and playing that out. So yeah, I think normally you would expect to get attacked, but we'll see. We'll see. Pretty much there. It's a beautiful night out as well. All the stars and purple. We're going to take the front road. We took the back road last time, and this looks like a man who wants to come in unannounced into town. So far, no conflict in this quest. I do wonder, I was thinking about this on the way over, it was sort of suggested that it doesn't matter about transporting him here, all we want is his notes. So I wonder if it's implied that we should have shanked him on the way over. I'm glad we didn't though. Even though we have just killed one major skilled person fairly cold-bloodedly.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, we need to talk. Thank you for guiding me here. Notes. You've been very gracious to escort me here, and you show great promise for a revoker. I've never met with anyone with such enthusiasm for my research. Take this copy of my notes as a sign of my gratitude. Cool. We made a friend anyway. Back to Balmora. I can't remember her name now. Let me go over and speak to her, see what she's saying.
How may I help you, Dunmer?
Marie. She's essentially become a feature of the landscape now. Just because of the way the game's programming works, they clearly haven't said to her, oh, the quest is finished, you go home, or go somewhere else, or go and find this, that, or the other. And instead of just been like, right, we're done with you, just stay here and stand house watch on this part, on your post forever now. We have nothing else for you. And yeah, so she's just a feature of the landscape. Another thing I was thinking about actually, whilst we did that escort quest, that's the word, isn't it? That's what we call them. Is that, so I mentioned earlier about the fact that traditionally an escort quest, it's almost predictable these days because you need the conflict, and so there will be at some point where bandits hold you up and you get given a decision, and that decision's whether you give them some gold, or you kill them, or a bereaved lover comes and attacks you and tells you the man you're transporting is a bad man actually. But because this is an older game, it's just like, no, you can just walk this guy all the way here. You can just take him where he needs to go. And that's good. Well done. You did the good thing. I just find that kind of interesting, sort of a difference between older games and more modern games. Like, I feel like modern games feel like that they have to fit a certain structure. And this is painting modern games. What does that even mean? That's just like a very... tarring with a very, very large brush there. It's not exactly being specific and pointing out exactly what I mean. I suppose I'm talking about a certain brand of game that tends to follow certain molds, but modern games are like a larger genre now than they ever were, so modern games almost becomes a useless term. What does it mean? Are you just talking about anything that's produced in the last 5-10 years, or are you talking about... more what I'm talking about is a certain genre of game, isn't it? Home sweet home. Well, nearly. Almost back to the Mages Guild. Turn in this quest. I quite like Balmora. You know that feeling when you spend a bit of time in a place...
Happy to make your acquaintance.
Oh, hello. Here's your notes. Yes, here they are. Good work. You'll go far in the Mages Guild. Advancement? Requirements for Conjurer. Duties. Margon has been practicing necromancy. Tashipai Ashibale. Right, Tashipi lives in Margan. She's the one who's been practicing necromancy. Find a killer. The Major School cannot tolerate necromancers. Losing Margon. Where's Margon? Can we ask about that? Or are you just going to say that without any further information? I mean, that doesn't surprise me. That's cool, but where are we going? Am I going to have to Google it? Margan. There's no like easy person you can just go talk to and say, hey, where's this place? So the place where we need to go is actually right off the other side of the map. It's like here somewhere. And I don't fancy walking it, so let's see if we can use. It's nearly a legend. If we can use their teleporting abilities.
I'm listening.
Are you a teleporter? No, you're an enchanter. Travel. Where's near this place? God, it's cheap, isn't it? I wonder if there's a map of Morrowind. Cool. I'm back. We need to go to Aldroom. I like the way there's no one here even to greet you. Oh, there is. Cool. So we're in a completely new place here. We're going on an adventure. Interesting. In a completely new place. Sorry, I just wanted to see if there's some people to do some trading around here, but so yeah, the place we actually want to be is a bit out of town. But I like the way like the decor and the buildings seem different. Why not? Hi, hello, hi. It's like the start of that Hobo Johnson song. Nice to meet you, Maribou. For a second I thought you were the courier with a message that was the word of my airship. Wait, is that it up there? Up there in the sky? Oh no, it's just a cliff racer. Yeah. I built an airship, you see. Quite a beautiful craft, if I may be so bold. Some scavenged Dwemer equipment. I'm not doing these vocal tics. Parts. A few, you know, long-lasting levitation spells. Very clever. Capital idea, I know. I even hired a gang of, well, a crew, I guess you can call them. They were to fly far to the north, away from this dust, to Solstheim. I paid them. Oh, this is the Solstheim quest. What's it called? Hothman's brother. Cool. We're not doing that now. So the thing I need to do is look at my map and look at where Morgan is. So it's sort of like here. Let's go. This is where we step out and it's just way over level for what we need, so let's go find out together, hey? I'm not saved for a minute either. Make sure we're all up to date on that. Let's get exploring. Yeah, sorry, let's get exploring. That's combat noises. No, it's not. It's the one song that sounds like combat noises. Frustratingly. I really like the look of this town. It looks both like purposeful and like decrepit and sort of thrown together at the same time. It's good. Shame we're not spending much time there. I suppose we could have gone straight to traders, but we've done enough speaking. So this is the test. Do we absolutely get slaughtered by this? No. Are you one of the blighted ones? No, you're not. Oh, would this button change? Yeah, for some reason the game stopped saving my button inputs that I like, so I think we talked about that last session. It's just a little frustrating is all. I wonder if it's got something to do with the way we've just absolutely like leveled up in our own regard. Oh, that's valuable. Ish anyway. This way. I bet some of these at some point are going to be wanting to attack us. Not this second by the looks of it, but big tentacly things. What's this? I'm kind of at that stage of in a new area where I'm just interested in everything. They've definitely gone for like an alien planet vibe here. Like some parts, like the swampy parts, are definitely more in keeping with sort of our world and the way our world works and operates. But when you come to somewhere like this, you'd be remiss not to sort of pull connections to a Mars or something like that. So you've definitely got like that the barren planet vibe. I wonder what like where do Dark Elves come from again? It's not Morrowind. Morrowind's just an island. Yeah, Morrowind's just an island. I can't remember. Is it Vardenfell? Oh, yeah, that sounds about right. Anyway, I wonder what that looks like. I wonder how that seems. I bet some of these questions have probably been answered in... you know I'm going in this dungeon. It's been a while since we've done some dungeoning. Yeah, I wonder if that question's got asked in the online game. Because I know that they've pretty much done the entire world in that, so... It's amazing, in fact. Like, the game's gone from something like this to a online game. An interesting progression. And apparently, like, all things told, the online game's not terrible. Which is surprising, because you could think that that would go bad. We're doing okay, but it's just because you're not bothering to swing your axe, and that axe looks good. Doing some dodging. What is it? Silver. It's not too valuable for us though. What I will do is let's do some bowery. Sounds like an old English word. Going down the field to practice my bowery. Nick's Hound. One-shotted it. Seems like a more elaborate dungeon for sure. That's a big sword. I mean, the plan is to kill you before you get to me. We're actually getting some sneak level ups, which is nice. Daikatana. Very good game. Loot. Loot. Like, there has to be a mod where you can pick that up and play it for money. Oh god, what was the game where you could play a loot for money? Was that Fable 2 or Fable 3? I remember just grinding the loot in that game, just to be like, I want all the money I can get. I bet if you went back and played those games now, they like occupy a completely different space actually compared to what your memory of them is. Because I know that they got summarily ripped apart for a while. I always hold that I quite enjoyed Fable 1, and the reason being is because I was quite young when it came out. Oh, I should have read the chest before opening that. Is that going to be a stead? No. Yeah, I actually... Yeah, I was quite young when it came out, meaning... Oh, that's a brilliant find. Meaning I didn't hear any of the hype to do with it. I wasn't one of those people who thought, oh, this is going to be the best game in the world, and I was never told it was going to be the best game in the world. And instead, I just played it on my own, off my own back, and thoroughly enjoyed it, to be honest. It's a very, very good game. Or it was at the time. And it introduced me to things like morality mechanics, and like, I remember reading like a Prima strategy guide in like a GameStop before, GameStop? No, that wasn't it. Was it GameStation? GameStop's the American one. But yeah, reading the Prima strategy guide and being like, you will be fined 8 gold for, weird. Oh no. You will be fined 8 gold if you break a window, and you'll be fined 50 gold for killing a person, and you will be fined, you know, like, stuff that's like quite basic in reality these days, but because that was my first time I ever saw it in a game, to me that was huge. It was like it was suggesting a world that was larger than just maybe what you were interacting with. And so, like, that game holds fond memories for me, and I've definitely played it through a couple of times. I tried to get my little brother to play it, and he did, but I think the first one, like, don't forget that was a game back in the day where the Xbox controller had black and white buttons, and you had to use those. They were to sheath and draw your weapon. So I think it's a little on the old side potentially for him, but he actually has gone and played Fable 2 since then, and he's really enjoyed it, or he's partially enjoyed it. I think I was chatting to him about it last night actually, and I never quite figured out what was pardon me, what was potentially the reason for him falling off it, but he has a touch. I think it's like games to like, unless you're the sort of person who has played games either a long time or you are familiar with the types of games that are out there, I think especially when you're young, the inclination is definitely service games. That's been my experience talking to my little brother and his friends anyway. Like, it's definitely your Fortnites, and he's playing Apex as well and enjoying that. And I'm trying to get him onto more like story-based games, not out of like, oh, they're better or anything. I think those games are excellent, but out of a, ooh, what is that? Is it a Dwemer sword? I want it. Worth it coming in here. I just killed loads of thieves. Oh well. Yeah, so it's sort of this inclination towards service games and games where you drop in and drop out, and especially like with the quarantine going on now, that's the form of socialising. That's how kids are socialising with each other frequently. So like the idea, and I think he's in a position, because I've got 3 little brothers, he's in a position to actually end up playing some more story-based and larger games, because in my experience, anything that I put in front of him, he's just interested in it. Whereas my other brothers who aren't super interested in it, they just more dip in and out in the mainstream. So that's sort of like your Call of Duties and things like that. And I think it's just kind of interested. It's just interesting how generations, because the industry has changed so much, the games have changed so much, it changes how generations are enjoying them. Although I say that, I know my manager at work, he tends to play, like, he'll play the Call of Duty or he'll play the big titles, whereas I'm the weirdo who will play anything. Anyway, on that note, on that brilliant conversation ender, thank you. My name's been Billy. Again, thank you for watching. If you can do all the usuals down below, if you are interested in doing so, it is helpful. And goodbye.